Hi everyone, it's Monica from Yellow Brick DIY, and today I am unboxing and showing you how to paint this adorable Hocus Pocus tier tray set. So I'm going to move the camera down and I'm going to walk you through each section and give you some tips on how to paint and assemble each piece. Okay, so we're going to start with my favorite part of this kit, which is this Hocus Pocus truck. So this is the final product and this is the final stand, and you'll see that the tires just lock right here into this and it stands up like this. So let's walk you through how to paint and assemble it. First, I obviously took the purple and I painted this larger base purple. And throughout this whole kit, you're going to use these makeup sponges. You're going to dab into your paint, and you'll always dab off some extra paint here on the side. This way, when you swipe down, it's not too globby. You don't want to get it too globby. And if something needs 2 coats, that's okay. So you'll paint this larger base purple and this smaller base green. And you'll glue those together, just making sure that the 2 slits on both line up perfectly. This way the tires can sit in there. Now, as far as the truck itself goes, there are a lot of pieces to this. So let me just walk you through assembly here. I'm going to toss this stuff to the side. First, you have the main backer here of this truck. Now, a little tip is to make life a little easier for you. So I would take this and line it up here at the top. Make sure you leave these 2 little slits down here at the bottom open, because that's how your truck's going to fit in the stand. Take a pencil and trace around this window and these 2 little mirrors. When you take this off, you'll know exactly where to paint gray for the window and the mirrors. This way you're not painting this whole thing for no reason. Once you paint that, you'll go ahead and you'll paint this top part purple. The whole thing will be purple. You'll then glue these 2 pieces together. Again, remember, these slits are left open, so you'll want to make sure it's flush up here at the top. The next thing you're going to do is put the ladies in the window. For this, I painted this little bark green and I stuck it in there. Now make sure you assemble this before gluing, because you'll see that these witches' hair line up perfectly like a puzzle piece. And so you'll want to make sure that they're placed correctly, and you'll know by how they line up. So you'll paint her yellow, her black, her orange, and then once you know that they're assembled in the correct way, because they lock in and they fit in, you can then go ahead and glue those in. Next, we have the bottom part here. Now you're going to take this part, and you don't even have to paint this. No one's going to see it. But you want to line it up here, leaving that little ledge of the bumper open. You don't want to cover that part. So you'll then take this square that's scored, and you'll paint this purple, and you'll glue it on top here to this piece. Now when you do that, you're going to create a little inside shelf, if you will. And what that's going to do is it's going to allow these little pieces to slip right on in there. Now you don't even have to glue them in. I didn't in my example. But know that, again, these kind of fit in like a puzzle piece. So you'll take the witch's hat and see here that the handle of the cauldron fits right into that hat. Go ahead and let them line up first. The pumpkin will then slide right in here to the cauldron, and then they can just slide right on down in there and they fit nice and snug. Rather than trying to glue them or stick them all in separate places, it's easier to do it like this. Then you'll paint these letters green and you'll glue them right here to the back. Once that's all glued, you'll be able to plop it right in here to the stand like I showed you earlier. It's really, really cute. And as long as you follow those steps, it's easy. Easy peasy. Okay, moving on to the next. This one's really simple because it's all one piece. I put a spell on you. Now, I used a paintbrush for this. I painted the edge green. I painted the letters purple. I painted this whole book brown. You do not have to do that. You could paint this all one color if you want. It's completely up to you. But if you do choose to follow my example, go ahead and paint this whole book brown. And I just wanted to tell you that I got this adorable gold metallic marker at the Dollar Tree. And I went in to these scored lines that you'll see here. And I just followed them like a coloring book with this gold marker. And in one coat, it gave me this metallic-y look onto the book. So for $1, grab yourself these. They have them in a bunch of colors and they're really, really awesome. So that's that. Next we have the Binks Fan Club. Now, the word fan club is engraved, so you don't have to worry about gluing. You'll just take your makeup sponge, dab your paint, like I showed you earlier, make sure you dab some off, and very, very lightly, you will dab right over those letters. And if you make sure that it's not hard, you're not pressing hard, as long as you very lightly dab over, the paint will go right over top, just like this, and you'll be able to read it plain as day. It's super easy. I then took purple paint and painted the banner. Same deal. You'll notice there's scored lines. As long as you follow that same technique I was just telling you about, very lightly over those lines, the paint will not seep into them and you'll be able to still see them. This word here, Binks, I just painted orange and I glued them separately, not in this little thing. I just have it in there to hold the letters for you. But you'll take them out of there and you'll just go ahead and glue them onto the banner. Binks is obviously painted black, and him and his tail are separate, but just like the consensus of this kit, everything fits like a puzzle piece. So his tail fits nice and snug right there along the banner, and he just sits right there. And so you'll glue that all together, and voila, we have this. Next we have our black candle, which is a few pieces. So let's walk through this. First we have our stand. In my example, I painted the main base black, I painted the overlay gray, and then I painted this little handle-y thing gray as well. And so when that's all done, the handle just sits right there in that stand, and our candle has a few pieces. I painted this main part white, this overlay gray. Now when you glue that together, make sure you leave that little stand open because it's going to sit in there. And then I just painted this little flame black and glued that right in here. It fits perfectly. And once that's all glued, you stick it here in the main base and you have this candle. I'll glue this little, oh, I went backwards. Sorry guys. Set that there. Oh, live TV. Obviously, you're not going to be holding yours up in the air. Okay, now we have our candle in the base. All right, that is that. Next, we have the Tonight We Fly. Now, I got a little fancy with my example, but it is so easy to achieve this, I promise you. So this is how it starts. This is how it ends. The letters are attached to this painter's tape. Tonight is one word, we is one word, fly is one word. These are not separate letters, making it so easy to glue it all on there. Leave it on this painter's tape and dab your sponge. Dab, 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 dab right there on the tape. This way you don't lose anything. And when it's dry, you'll be able to plop that off and glue it onto your wood. You can just follow the example for placement here. Tonight goes on top, we fly here in the corner, and then the witches just line up in ascending order going up. Now to achieve the back of this, I honestly took my makeup sponge, I painted the top purple, I painted the bottom gray, I then took my gray and let it meet the purple here, and it just created a nice ombre. This is why I love to use makeup sponges. They're blending, just like they do our makeup, they blend the paint in. So just a few swipes with purple and gray on there, and when the colors met in the middle, this was the end result. I then just took a little paintbrush, you could do the tip of a pencil even, and I added some white stars to the background. Super easy. And totally up to you. If you want to paint that all purple, you can. It doesn't have to be exactly like my example. Last but not least, we have our Hocus Pocus banner. Now the string for this is included in your kit. You'll see that to make life easier, I kept everything in pieces. So you'll paint your bottom banner black. In this particular case, this one will get painted all yellow. Then you're able to take a little bit of peach, paint this little piece peach, glue it on there, this little piece purple, glue it on there. This way, you don't have to worry about painting around and adding different colors. It just makes life so much easier. Now these little pieces, they're going to be attached onto painter's tape as well, making it a lot easier and you won't lose any of them. Just paint them while they're on the painter's tape and then peel them right off and you'll glue them right on. And then obviously you'll just glue them on here. Just make sure you don't glue them too high because you don't want to cover up these little holes that are pre-cut on top there, and you'll string your string right through there on the banner, and that's that. That's that, guys. It's super easy. It's such a cute kit. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask me. I'm here to help. And when you finish, send me the final product. That's my favorite part. Thank you so much for your purchase. I hope you have a great time making this kit. Bye.